my name is Daramola Olamide, and this is Real Talk with Ola. If you're new to this channel, kindly subscribe. Please, I'm begging you, kindly subscribe. You're going to enjoy this channel so much. Today, we're sharing something interesting. We are actually educating ourselves today on the topic depression. At one point or the other, I know that you must have been depressed, right? Or it's either you're going through depression, or you're just coming back from depression, or you're on your way to depression, like they say. So I just hope it doesn't happen to us, but one way or the other, you must have tasted what they call depression. So it's not new to people, and if you've never tasted depression, you've never been depressed in your life, all I can say is congratulations, life has been fair to you. So today, like I said, depression. Yesterday I was actually making my research on depression because it's a very it's a very big topic, and I was like, there should be a cause for this thing. And I found out that there are different causes of depression. And that's why you find out someone who is not even thinking of anything getting depressed, and someone who is thinking of something is getting depressed. They are both getting depressed. That means there are different causes, and that is what I want to talk to you about today. So if you're going through depression, please sit tight, because we are going to find out the cause of your depression, especially if you really don't know why you're depressed. You feel like, oh, I am doing well financially, I am doing well academically, I am doing well maritally, but why am I depressed? There's a cause for that, because there are different causes for depression, for either clinically or normal depression, like um life depression. So first one I am going to be telling you is, let's say, genetic depression. That means it is possible for you to inherit depression. And during my research, I found out that some people were actually born with a particular type of brain that causes depression. I am not a science student, so I don't know the real terminology. So please, science students, excuse me, I'm so sorry. But there's a particular type of brain formation. There's a way your brain forms that causes depression. I think it reduces some particular hormones, and that results into depression. That's why you can get depressed without even having any known reason. You can get depressed genetically. So that means you can actually inherit depression from your parents. It's not common though, but it happens. So you might want to think if that is the cause of your depression, especially if you don't know why you are depressed. The second one is substance abuse, and actually some drugs that are prescribed by doctors. There's a particular drug, a, a drug that actually causes depression. If they prescribe this drug, I don't know the name, and even if I do, I don't think I can say the name, but it's a particular drug for acne that works for acne, and it causes depression. So you might want to check the drugs you're using to see, to check for the side effect, to see if it causes depression or not. Because imagine using a drug to treat something and you're getting depressed for it. I don't know if it's worth it. Another reason for depression is substance abuse. We cannot stress this enough. You're taking drugs like codeine, marijuana. These drugs are harmful to you, and they affect your health in lots of ways, and depression is one of them. They cause depression. That is why you see someone who has taken codeine being so down and so weak, and this causes depression and leads them to doing so many things. They can rape, they can, like, why would you do that to yourself? Another reason for depression, what causes depression, is abuse. It could be emotional abuse, it could be sexual abuse, it could be verbal. When they abuse someone sexually, you cannot be the same person. Like, mentally, you have to think and think, oh, had I known, oh, you shouldn't have done this, oh, this person shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have, you start blaming yourself, you start blaming people, and before you know it, you are depressed. Because I think Abuse is one of the major causes of depression. If you're emotionally abused, a wife who has been, emotionally abused by the husband, a daughter or a son being emotionally abused by the parents, you know, these things can cause depression. Another causes of depression is age. Elderly people tend to get more depressed because as they grow older, their children leave them, their wife or husband die. They are alone and they don't see the people they used to know around them anymore, and they are bringing new people to live with them, like the housemaid or something. Conflict also causes depression. Like if they are fighting in your area now, you cannot go anywhere, you cannot do the things that you used to do, you cannot visit your friends, not to talk of having a full-blown war in a country. You are going to be depressed because you can no longer do what you used to do. When you are not in good terms with people you love, when you are not in good terms with people around you, you can get depressed. So before you say, oh, I'm depressed, it's because of something, I think you should try to figure where it is coming from. If you're fighting with people, apart from that debt, which we are, let me say, all used to, at one point or the other, we all are going to lose someone very close to us or someone we know. We must have been in that position. You must have lost someone who you used to know. People tend to deal with grief in different ways, and that can cause depression. When you lose something, you can get depressed. So it can be loss of life, loss of job, loss of so many things, anything that is dear to some people. Even if they are dog, even if they lose their dog, they are going to get depressed. People, you can grieve your job, you can grieve your pet, you can grieve anything you've lost. As small as a phone is, you can grieve a phone and get depressed. Imagine getting a phone for, let's say, 500,000 and you lose it the following day. Won't you be depressed? I mean, you can get depressed like through a lot of reasons, and you need to know why you are depressed. Another reason is, the most common reason is life major events. When you were older, when you were younger rather, when you were younger, you wanted to become a doctor, but when you did your jam, the cutoff mark was a little bit high and you couldn't get in for medicine, and at the end of the day you ended up studying agriculture. I'm not saying that agriculture is a bad course. I mean, wanting to study something and end up studying something else is something that can actually cause depression. So life has its own plan for everybody, and when it happens to you, especially when life is being unfair or cruel to you, you can just get depressed. A lot of things, unforeseen circumstances that are not really favorable can cause depression. There are lots and lots of other reasons that can cause depression. So guys, when you are depressed or you see someone who is depressed, kindly take a moment to find out why they are depressed in order to know how to tackle the depression. And it's not everyone who is depressed that you tell, oh, stop thinking, stop overthinking, because they might actually not be thinking. So please, in the next video we'll be talking about the several ways to deal with depression. Kindly subscribe if this is your first time of tuning in, and if you find this helpful, kindly drop your comments. I'll be expecting them. So thank you very much guys. In the next one, I'll see you. I love you all. Bye.